Hey, what is up? Thank you so much for tuning in, to listening, however you're taking this in. I'm so excited to have you here. And in today's episode, I really am putting some challenge or pressure on you to take ownership of you. Um, so, yes, thank you for being here. So what do I mean by that? So in the times that we are in right now, right? There's so much going on. There's so much going on. If you're listening to this during these times, there's a pandemic, there's social unrest, there's political things happening. There's so much going on. End of the day, we need to start looking inward. We need to start checking ourselves, checking our heart, checking how are we treating ourselves? Are we loving ourselves? Or how are we treating others? And I keep bringing this back to our health and wellness. And if that doesn't make sense to you, I hope by the end of this episode it will, because I truly believe that if we are protecting, if we are building our health and our mental wellness up at this time, we can better handle the things that are happening in our world. We can't change everything that's happening. We can start with ourselves, how we intake things, how we process things. If we're in a good mental place, I'm truly I'm continuing to build my feelings of how mental wellness is so important in physical wellness and spiritual wellness. If you're in a good place mentally, you're going to want to move. You're going to want to talk to your higher power, God, universe, whatever that is for you, and having that belief in yourself, things are gonna be all right. So mindset, mental wellness starts with truly is what you're putting in your body, the foods that you intake. Are you drinking enough water? Supplementation. If you have followed me for any length of time, you know I am so passionate about gut health and gut health. If we get gut health in a good place, if we're stabilizing our gut, we are reducing inflammation. We are normalizing and stabilizing things like cortisol, which controls things like serotonin, dopamine, GABA. It goes into your thyroid hormones, insulin, all the things. So if you have followed me for a while, you know I'm super passionate about gut health. You know that I have aligned myself with a company in Amari that focuses on mental wellness through the gut-brain axis. I've had people asking me about, well, I think there needs to be more research done. I think I can respect that, but I also want to say in confidence that I see it every single day, what's happening for people who are healing their gut health. They are healing their bodies. They are sleeping better. They have more energy. Their stress resilience is better. And not to mention, things that we innately equate to gut health, which is, digestion. Are you suffering from like IBS with, diarrhea or constipation, Crohn's disease, like all these things we really need to focus on. There's such a direct link. I was talking to a woman last night on the phone who's had she's had parts of her small intestine out. She's had ostomies and things like that. And her emotionally and her hormones are so out of whack. So if that's not proof in and of itself, on the bad side, and then on the good side, I see people healing their thyroids. I see people stabilizing their estrogen levels, especially for women that maybe are at that menopause age. You don't have to suffer from hot flashes, headaches, all the things that we just think, oh, it's just a rite of passage. And just in general, like females not having normal periods. So that's a whole nother discussion, but I'm seeing improvement in my clients using the Amari protocol, the fundamental kit that we have. It's truly fundamental, but it's healing the gut brain and the axis in between. So really taking control of your gut health. Through my years of working with people, I see a mental shift fairly quickly. So it is a real thing. So that being said, mental wellness, how are you speaking to yourself on a daily basis, right? Are you saying, I've heard, and I don't hammer me if I don't have the numbers exactly right, but I have heard time and time again, we have 80,000 to 100,000 thoughts every single day. And a good chunk, I think it's over 90%. I think it might be as high as like 95, 98 are negative thoughts and feelings about ourselves. So we need, it's not, it is just like working out. You need to train that muscle up here, your brain, to think differently. So that's one thing. How are you speaking to yourself? How can we make a 1% shift to the positive every single day, right? And then 30 days, you would make a 30% change. Even if you made a 1% change every other day, still big, still huge. Even 1% every week. I mean, like, let's go. You make a 50% chance, 52% change, by the end of the year. What are you consuming? Like I mentioned earlier, food, but especially in times that we're in right now, what are you consuming? Consuming social media wise, TV wise? Are the relationships that you're in healthy, right? On all levels. Sometimes we need to step back and change things up. Are you asking questions about things that are happening around you in the world? Are you just taking it at face value, or are you really getting in and asking questions, doing your own research, opening your mind to what actually could be happening out there? Something I'm very passionate about is medical freedom. Okay, and yesterday in Colorado, there was a bill passed that took away exemptions on vaccines, and that's something I'm very passionate about. I'm not anti-vaccine, but I am you have the right to choose. Okay, why is that? People that are set on the vaccines, then they should feel confident if they've gotten the vaccines, they are safe. They're protected. If they truly believe that vaccines work, it doesn't matter what anybody else does, right? So to take those freedoms away, my heart goes out to them on that. But that's why I keep saying we need to be awake. We need to really know what is happening in the world and not just get so held up on one thing. It's a big thing that's happening. I get it. But we also, I don't consume a lot of news, but I try to get little snippets of a little bit of everything. So I'm aware, because if we just blindly go through life, we don't take ownership, we as humans will give a lot of rights away before we even knew what was going on. Okay. So huge piece for me as a pharmacist, and I was in the retail setting, I took issue with some of this stuff that was going on. So it's a big deal. It's just, I tell you that example just to say, let's open our eyes to everything that's going on right now. And I know it gets overwhelming. So you got to take it in small doses. You have to find ways. Like for me, moving my body is a very healing way for me to deal with things that maybe I can't understand, maybe things that I don't know how to process, because it just saddens me, angers me. But at the same time, I'm always looking to do better. So that's all we can ever do is take ownership of what we are consuming. Are we speaking our voice behind things that we believe in, and not ridiculing others that don't think the same? And that being said, keeping your energy high, finding those things, whether it's prayer, whether it's meditation, whether it's moving your body, maybe it's yoga and stretching, going for a walk, being in nature, for me, it's a little bit of all that. Plus I love my dogs, right? So I'm a dog lover. I walk my dogs. You look at them and no matter what's going on in the world, they're just laying on their bed and not a care in the world. So it just makes you realize too that, we need the channel and that's, things at times to help ground us. So keeping your energy high. How are you protecting yourself with your stress levels? Okay. Again, this gets stress, sleep, and digestion, as well as, hormone levels and all that, directly linked to gut health. You're going to hear me say this a lot. It's just the facts. If we're really looking to get to the core of where can we make changes and get the most bang for our dollar, it's looking at gut health. So, in times like this, we need to make sure that we're getting enough sleep to re-energize ourselves, to rebuild, to restore. We need to have that energy during the day. So this was, a short episode, but I hope it was powerful for you, because in times that we're going through right now, I want you to feel empowered. I want you to be hungry for the, the answers. And I'm challenged in this sense myself. Look at both sides. Read things on both sides of whatever situation you're talking about or trying to get more information on, and look at both sides and see which one resonates with you, which one feels best for you. But also to, respect people have different thoughts and feelings, and respect that. We need to be more human. Okay. We're human beings. It's not always about human doings. It's human beings. It's being present. It's realizing that we're all in this together and we're all doing the best we can with what we know, with what we've been given, with whatever. And we all feel things differently. We all see things differently. And this is not the time to attack one another. It's time to take ownership for yourself. It's time to build your immune system. It's time to build your views of things that are happening. It's time to build your gut health too. And that's another piece that I would love to talk to any of you who are interested more about. So, sincerely, reach out to me, and I'd love to send you some information so you can, again, become educated about, the same woman that I talked to yesterday on the phone. Doctors are telling her, sorry, but this is just the way it's going to be. And I've never believed in that. Our bodies are made to heal. And so we as humans are made to heal. So please just start working on yourself first, because that's where it all starts. It all starts with you. And I know my eyes have been opening more and more these last few weeks, few months. So take ownership of your actions on a daily basis and stay in high vibe. So all we can do is believe, have confidence, and pray that things are all going to be, this is all happening for a reason. Sometimes it's hard to see that at the time, but in the meantime, take care of yourself, be healthy, be happy, and I will see you, or you'll hear me, depending on where you're tuning in from, either my YouTube channel or my podcast. And I look forward to the next episode with you. So until next time. Hey, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of my YouTube channel. If you loved this episode, just click right here to subscribe, share it with a friend. Also, if you want to check out any of the other episodes of my season 2.0 of A Better Way to Heal, just click right here and you can do just that. So until next time, be happy, be healthy, and thank you for tuning in.